Hello, my name is Rick Morris. This is a video for recovery from alcohol and drugs. This is step two, episode three of, it's called Choices. Step two states, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And the scripture that goes along with that is, for it is God who works in you to will and to act according to his good purpose. Philippians 2:13. I want to say a little bit about the last two videos, roadblocks and red flags, along with this one, choices. These are powerful tools for you to use in your toolbox. These are life-changing videos that if you take them to heart and you make changes in your life and the way you do things, you will be on a long way down the road to recovery. The quality of life is either good or bad depending on your choices. Now, choices are cumulative. What I mean by that is bad choices pile up on each other and bring death, bring evil. They're bad. But good choices, if you continually make good choices, they are cumulative also. And doors open, and you get better relationships, and your thought processes go a good direction. You know, one of the things when I was getting sober, I kept thinking, life is going to be boring. I heard these lies. Life is going to be boring. People are going to think less of me. I don't want to be a prude. I want to be. I want to. I want to have fun. I don't want to be miserable in a boring life. Now, if I get rid of alcohol, I'm a big part of my fun is going to go out the door. That was a huge lie, and it was one of the biggest things that I had to get past. The truth is, people thought more of me by taking this journey to get free. They admired the fact that that I cared about my family and myself and my future, and I was not selfish enough to want to abuse alcohol. And another thing is they could see it coming. People aren't blind. When they would see me drunk and doing things and saying things that I didn't want to do, I didn't want to say, they could see it coming. They knew I needed to do something. And so people that really cared about me were all in favor. They didn't think less of me. That was a lie from the pit. I found that my life was more abundant. I had better I felt good in the mornings. I had friends that were true friends. Everything changed. Everything. It wasn't like the next day. And we're going to talk about that, how these changes come here in just a few minutes. But and let me, while we're at it, let me cover a few more lies that come from the evil one. Here's some of the lies you might hear. You're never going to recover. Once an addict, always an addict. That's a lie. No one cares about you. Everyone is out to get you. They are talking about you, and it's not things that you would be proud of. That's a lie. Go ahead and take it. Take that drink. Use. Nobody will ever know. You're in the privacy of your own house. God knows. That's a lie. Do it. You can stop whenever you want. You deserve it. There are a lot of lies like that. Actually, we talked about this a little earlier. There's an evil voice on one shoulder and a good voice on the other. They're always talking. One of them has one ear and the other one has the other ear. And you actually have three voices. You have your own voice, and those voices are in competition. There's one of them speaking evil, and one of them speaking good, and then your voice is at first it sides with evil. So you got two against one. That's not a fair fight. So I would say as you get free, as you get more time, uh, recovery comes easier, and your voice begins to change and quit agreeing with evil and starts agreeing with what's good. Another thing about choices, I've had people in recovery. I ask them, I said, you had 7 years sobriety. You got your family back. You got your job back. You have a car now. You got money in the bank. And then you go out and used after 7 years. I just have one question for you because I need to know how to help people. What made you choose to do that? And this guy, he looked at me and he said, I didn't choose to do it. I just did it. Okay, I accept that. And you know what causes that? What causes that is not taking some time and thinking through choices. If you pause a couple of seconds, maybe 5 seconds, and you think about consequences and is this really what I want to do? Is this taking me in the right direction? When you make choices, I'm not talking about just drinking and using. Those are big choices at first, but I'm talking about choices you make with your job, what to say to your boss, what to say to another employee, um, whether to take 50 cents that this teller gave you too much at a grocery store, take it back in there and give it to them and say, you overpaid me. You gave me too much change. Every day in and day out is full of choices, and these choices are either life-giving or death. Now, I'm going to ask questions, and I'll always pause so you can stop this video if there's a group, so you can talk about these questions and get answers from everybody, because it's important that everyone contributes. Why would anyone choose darkness? People choose darkness, especially to start with, because it's exciting, it looks exciting, it seems mysterious, and they don't know really any other way. It's just the way things have always gone. They've chosen darkness. What proof is there that God does exist and that He cares about me? Well, for me, this one's easy. God cares about me, and He proves it by everything I see. I just look around and I see His hand on everything. I mean, my eyes is the greatest camera that has ever been built. My ears, I hear sounds. That's all from the hand of God. Seeds, you plant a little bitty piece of particle in the ground, and an oak tree grows out of it. I mean, that's a miracle. And all the animals and the plants, the fact that our earth is inhabitable, and we breathe and we have water. Uh, just, I'll tell you, scientists, if they're really hunting the truth, the closer they get to the truth, they they're not atheists anymore. They believe in God. They know this didn't just happen. As a matter of fact, there are people that have been working in laboratories for 1,000 years trying to create life. They have put primordial soup and shocked it and put chemicals in there. They've done everything they know to do to create life, and they never have. And if they ever did, it would be all over all the news, uh, because life is from God. It's a miracle. Sometimes I do what is right in my life, but my life is still the pits. What gives with that, Rick? Well, let me say this about what that question is. An occasional right in the midst of wrongs, or an occasional good choice mixed in with a bunch of bad choices, doesn't get you anywhere. If it was on a graph, it'd just be kind of level, jagged. These choices have to be cumulative. You got to make good choices over and over. And as they pile up, you're going to see that doors open that have been closed to you before. Uh, you're going to have relationships develop with people that are good people. They're not toxic. And that's a topic we'll talk about a little later. But choices are cumulative. And so start making good choices and take your time with your choices. That'll give you a better chance to get the right choice. If God is in control, why do bad things happen to good people? Well, the answer I have to that one is we're not puppets. This is not a uh, world where everything is prescribed by God to be Eden. It's a fallen world. And there's an evil one out there. And he's out to get you. He's out to steal and destroy your life. He's out to take everything you have, to push you down, and to put you under his thumb. But God created this wonderful place, and he gave us a free will. We're not puppets. We can choose whatever we want. He gives us free reign, but we have to live within the consequences of how we choose. So your chooser, what you choose to do, is one of the biggest tools that you have in your toolbox. If you choose life over death, if you make good choices, your life is going to go the right direction. Let me say one other thing that comes to my mind. When you're raising kids, choose your battles carefully. Would you rather fight over your daughter having clothes on the floor and not making her bed and driving her away from you? Or would you rather choose to make a rule for her to come in at a certain time and to have friends that you agree with? Choose your battles carefully. And when a 12-year-old girl comes to you and she wants to use makeup, uh, or she wants to get a tattoo, you got to choose life over death and choose your battles carefully. Tell her, this is just my idea. Tell her it's okay for you to try a little makeup, but go easy with it. I don't want to see uh, bright red lips and wild eyes, and use a little powder and start easy and get some help. Go to a department store or get your mother to give you some advice and go easy with it at first. But putting your foot down on your child's neck and making them toe the line the way you think they ought to be will drive them away from you and uh, that's not the right choice to make. So these choices are every day, always in front of us, and they either give life or they give death.